Ciao e buongiorno, thoroughbreds. That one goes out to Janice Bridges back from her 2-week stay in Italy. Funny, in this photo, one loyalty fan snapped last week, Italy looks suspiciously like Dr. Marijusian's plastic surgery clinic on 72nd and Park. Little Blair Hughes' star continues to rise, and I assume Miss Poppy Minzaglair's shaking in her Tory Birch block-heeled booties right about now. Especially after Blair was seen sipping lavender lattes and getting very friendly with Poppy's favorite human kicking post, freshman Taylor Spritz. Not to mention Blair was spotted outside the Zeta house killing it in an ensemble composed of the traditional Zeta house colors, blush and ecru, or as we mortals call them, pink and white. To the untrained eye, it would seem that maybe Blair's looking to mend the rift between herself and the reigning queen, but personally, I'm sensing another great tragedy in the making. And I, dear readers, am so looking forward to it. Kisses, the tea. Chapter 6. Keep your enemies close. Good morning. We're going over the community service project I mentioned last class. Now, I know you sit in mass communications class, totally distracted as you stare at the text that Poppy sent you last night. B, did you not get the message earlier? You do not want to find out what happens to skanks who don't listen to my warnings. Just ask Persephone Dalton if you can find her. Stay away from my stuff or else. I'm gonna have to be sneakier next time I try to go after one of her people. Blair, hello. I assume you heard the details of the assignment. Yeah, totally. Professor Roberta frowns before going back to her lecture, considering you've been trying to get on her good side for weeks to no avail. Being distracted is no good look. Mass comm is all about reaching people far and wide, so this project is meant to give the voiceless in our own community a voice by... Still, it's only moments later before your mind wanders back to the dimly lit bookstore you met Ian in the other day. To the dimly bookstore, I want you to think about that. The low timbre of his voice as he read passages from the erotic novel, the heat of his body from the nearness of him. Earth to Blair! Why do you keep picking on me, seriously? You snap out of it and look around. The rest of your classmates are all getting out of their seats and rearranging themselves. Oh, sorry. Find your community service project partner, please. You gather your things and head into the aisle, gazing around the room. It seems like everyone has already paired off, except for... Professor Roberta, I need a new partner. I'm sorry, I just can't work with Poppy. And clearly, it's my fault that you weren't paying attention and missed your opportunity for a partner you actually liked. Oh, no, I didn't mean... Regardless of what you meant, the project is worth 40% of your grade, so I suggest you and Miss Min Sinclair get cracking. Oh great, she's totally pissed. By the way, it wouldn't have mattered what choice you made. I've got to get the professors on my side if I want any shot at winning the Person to Watch award. You try to think up an apology, but Professor Roberta turns her back to you. You deflate a little as you take a seat beside Poppy, who doesn't look up from her phone. So, I know this isn't the ideal situation, but I need to do well on this project if I want Professor Roberta to like me. So the ideal situation? This is seriously criminal. The last thing I need right now is you tanking my GPA. Me, I'm an excellent student, thank you very much. Maybe in Kingsley's class, but you're not gonna be able to blow your way out of this one, Farmsville. How dare you? I would never do something like that. Not for a grade, at least. Maybe for funsies. Wow. That's no better, just saying. Can we just come up with a decent project idea that requires as little time together as possible, please? No need. I've already figured it all out. We're doing an animal shelter commercial for our project. A commercial? Is that even... It'll be good for the shelter. Commercials are the definition of mass communications, and I asked my daddy to borrow the equipment and crew. Wow, Bobby. You had a good idea for once. I'm surprised that you... Oh my god. Okay, forget it. She clearly is not listening. She stares completely open-mouthed at her phone, her fingers tightening around it like she's about to crush it. I have to go. We can figure out the deets later. I'll text you where to meet me. And with that, she snatches up her belongings, shoves them in her quilted leather tote, and makes a beeline for the door. Bye, I guess? On her way out, Poppy brushes past Zoe, making sure to clip her shoulder. Zoe rolls her eyes and then grins where she spots you and waves you over. Zoe Wade, I can't believe it. I was hoping I'd see you around campus, and here you are, practically falling into my lap. Okay. I was just coming to grab Blair for lunch. Oh, sure. I don't want to take up too much of your time. What is happening right now? She opens a desk drawer, and it's like she's crammed an entire episode of Horrors in there. You see fashion magazines, lifestyle, and about 1 million tabloids. Are you a big reader, Professor Roberta? I don't know if I'd say that. Half of these I keep around for the Idris Elba pics. I guess you could say I have a soft spot for gossip. Sometimes I even read that salacious blog that I just can't help myself. She finds a copy of Chart Topper magazine with the headline, Felicity Wade, Manhattan mogul and prolific producer. You take a look at the woman grimacing the cover. She looks very happy. I had hoped, Zoe, that you might be able to get your mom to sign this for me. Whoa, Zoe, your mom is almost as gorgeous as her daughter. It's clear who you take after. I'm gonna ignore the fact that you clearly are into my mom and take the compliment. Listen, I was trying to compliment you, okay? Zoe turns her attention back to Professor Roberta, who is completely starry-eyed, by the way, and smiles. I'd be happy to give it to her, Professor Roberta, but my mom's in Brazil right now, scoping out a new sound with Big Mac. Not to be confused with McDonald's. Whoa, like #1 on the rap charts, Big Mac? You knew Zoe was well connected, but that's a whole other level. Professor Roberta sighs dramatically. I love my job here, but sometimes I wish I'd picked a more exciting career. I'm sure your mom has so many incredible stories. You wouldn't believe half of it. Hell, I hardly believe it when she comes back and with the tales from the studio. I would love to hear them sometime. For the first time, Professor Roberta turns her attention to you. Quite the company you keep, Blair. I certainly enjoy it. Wow, that might have been the first nice thing Professor Roberta has said to you all semester. If I can get on Professor Roberta's good side, I'm sure word will reach the rest of the professors. This could help me in the long run. I definitely have plenty of stories I can tell. Convince Professor Roberta to come to lunch with you, and Zoe can impress her with her famous mom's wild stories. She'll also become an influential member of your posse, increase your reputation score, and you'll even get some romantic one-on-one time with Zoe. Wait, Professor Roberta's gonna join our posse? Okay, yo Professor, what's up? Professor, why don't you come with us to lunch? That way we can all catch up, and you can hear Zoe's stories. Really? You sure you want some lame teacher like me crashing a lunch date? Of course, we'd love you to join. The more the merrier. It seems like Zoe's caught on to your plan, and without you having to say a word, this BFF mind-reading thing is getting spooky. How could I turn down an offer like that? Thanks, you two. A few minutes later, you're seated at a bouge bistro, eating an entree that costs more than a freaking Tiffany ring. Well, at least a bracelet. Okay, Avila doesn't even begin to describe what's on my plate right now. I don't even know where to start. With the fries, obviously. They're salty with teeny tiny little gold flakes. That is stupid. Ah, the excess of the ridiculous wealthy. You don't think you're ever gonna get used to it. You and Zoe both dig in, but Professor Roberta is still in full fangirl mode. It's like she can't waste a breath on sustenance as long as Zoe is in her orbit. Can I just say how disappointed I was to not have you in the class again this year? Your mother is a pop legend. And her daughter's a legendary beauty. If anyone should be famous in that family, it's Zoe. Aw, babe, you're way too good to me sometimes. But for real, my mom is pretty dope as parents go. She even let me co-produce a couple songs last summer. Seriously? Anything I might have heard? You know that Charlie Argo song, Lightning? That was like the smash hit of the summer. They had to credit me as Isaac Olsen for legal reasons, but Lightning has Zoe written all over it. Like crap, Zoe. I knew you were cool, but damn. Professor Roberta beams at Zoe, then fixes her gaze on you. You two are lucky to have found each other. Most of my students can stand their assigned roommates. Well, fortunately for me, living with Zoe is a breeze. After all, she's super easy on the eyes. Not only is she funny, smart, and talented, but she's drop-dead gorgeous too. It's almost unfair. You're such a flatterer. It's not flattery if it's honesty, but you're the hottest girl on campus, period. Oh, I'm a babe, but you're the hottie that had the guts to face off with Poppy. People swoon over you left and right. Right, the Poppy drama. I know I shouldn't ask, but I just have to know. Let me guess. You want to know why I stood up to Poppy? Pretty much. I mean, I'm her professor, and she still makes me nervous. Poppy's a bully, and she's ruled over the school with an iron fist for way too long. Someone had to stick up for the rest of the student body. I figured, why not me? You mean to tell me you're going to head-to-head with Poppy for the good of everyone else? That's shocking. That's Blair for you. The girl knows what she wants, and she won't stop till she gets it. Wow, wow, wow. Most students at Belvoire aren't so... forthcoming? I was going to say interesting. Or modest. Chivalrous. Other things, but you know. Damn, Professor Roberta is savage, and you're fully here for it. If we're being honest, it's so rare that I get to sit down for a good chat with my students. Some of them are so vapid. I had Veronica in my class last year, and I was dying to ask her what Kylie Jenner is like. But I couldn't get her to put down her phone long enough to pay attention in class, let alone ask a personal question. Veronica's a total space case. She's mostly harmless, but her mind is always on her follower count. No shit. Professor Roberta giggles, like actually giggles, and leans in conspiratorially. She's totally into this conversation. And please don't get me started on Chloe St. James. She didn't listen to one of my lectures last semester. Well, you know Chloe, she doesn't, deign to pay attention to anything that's beneath her. Her nose is always right up Poppy's butt. Chloe sucks up to Poppy like it's her job. Why would she waste time on anything else? It's sad, really. She's so desperate for Poppy's attention that she can't see the bigger picture. And what's the bigger picture is that? She's totally throwing away her college experience, not to mention a top-rate education. I really worry about her. You worry my ass. Roberta gives you this. Aren't you an angel? Look, and you can tell you've got her right where you want her. From now on, you're signing all of your papers with Saint Blair. The two of you have such a fresh outlook, like you're in the middle and outside of the whole thing all at once. It's a new money thing. We didn't grow up with the silver spoon in our mouths. We're at Belvoire because we want to learn from great professors like you. For us, it has nothing to do with status or pedigree. I'm so happy to hear that, and the rest of my colleagues will be too when I pass on the information. Yes, yes, yes! She's gonna talk you up to the other professors. Who said a lunch date with a middle-aged pop music aficionado doesn't have perks? What? Oh god, help me. It's like having your mom in a picture. The T has an update. You're 11. Yay. How and why? Well, this has been so much fun. I really shouldn't be talking about students like this, so in case it comes up... don't worry, Professor. Your secret's safe with us. Besides, we were just chatting about well-being of our fellow thoroughbreds. No harm in that, right? You have to hand it to Zoe. She's one hell of a spin doctor. Oh, yes, absolutely. Purely academic. And I guess since this is all strictly academic, I've been dying to tell someone about the note I found slipped in with a door Miss Sinclair turned in earlier this semester. She peeks around before taking a folded piece of paper out of a briefcase and sliding it across the table. Yep, this isn't unethical at all. Poppy, you said not to text or call in case he started to ask questions, but I just had to know. When will I see you again? You said we had to end it, but you said that the first time too. I miss you, miss the way you smell, miss that thing you do with your tongue that... Ew. Nope, skipping ahead. I'll be waiting as long as it takes. Love, Carlton. Carlton Burnett, but he's such a loser? What? Wow. Wow. Not my words, of course, just what I've heard around campus. Thanks for this, Professor. I'm sure it'll come in handy. And if anyone asks where you got this, I found it. A lady never tells. She's still smiling conspiratorially when the waiter shows up with the check. When Professor Roberta reaches for it, both you and Zoe try to snatch it out of her hands. We couldn't possibly let you pay. Yeah, Professor, this meal's on us. No, I can't let you do that! Are you really gonna do this whole fighting over the check dance? Professor Roberta probably gets paid chicken scratch. No way you can let her foot this bill. No, I insist. Zoe and I will cover for you. Are you absolutely sure? It's the least we can do for the pleasure of your company. What she said. Besides, you deserve a treat for putting up with all Belvoire student drama. Roberta looks like Christmas came early, which is kinda cute, to be honest. You and Zoe share discreet smiles as you take the check from her. You two are too much. Thank you, seriously. You'll just foot the next one, right? When we go to, like, the coffee shop or something? You're seriously nailing this fancy luncheon. All the other profs are gonna be begging to have you in their class. Oh, take it from me. It's no less than you deserve. Literally the second you and Zoe get back to your dorm, your phone buzzes. It's an update from the T with both of our names on it. Please let it be something good. What a fabulous afternoon it is. We just got a tip from a respected source that it's about to blow your mind. Unless you've been living under a bridge, you remember a little song called Lightning by Charlie Orgo, aka the soundtrack to every soiree we're standing last summer? According to our sources, the song was co-produced by Belvoire's own Zoe Wade. Congrats, Zoe! Not only did you bless us with a banger, but it looks like your social stock is about to skyrocket. While most of us dismissed Zoe as just another celebrity offspring without a sprinkle of her mother's je ne sais quoi, Blair Hughes saw her for what she truly was, a personified star on the rise. Seems like this dynamic duo is creating a powerful posse worth fighting for. And I know I will be eagerly submitting my resume for admission. Kisses the T. Sorry, we can't have you. We're full at the moment. Wow, the woman does love her gossip, doesn't she? I knew sucking up to her would help me in class, but I never thought it'd be the front page news. I need to send her a thank you. Girl, you bought her a $200 lunch. I think you can skip the edible arrangement this time. $200 lunch. Oh, okay. That's maybe my whole year's worth. And then I at least owe you something. I mean, I couldn't have done any of this without your help. You're a smart girl. I'm sure you'll find a way to make it up to me. I already have a few ideas. And they all involve scandalous lingerie, kissing, lots of it, champagne and caviar. Scandalous lingerie. I'm thinking satin sheets, handcuffs, maybe a blindfold. I like this image. You sprawled out on the mattress, completely at my mercy. She trails her fingers up your arm, leaving a trail of goosebumps in its wake. You've never had such a bad case of hot for roommate in your life. I might just have to take you up on that someday. Suddenly, Zoe makes a face like there's a ghost pepper lodged in her throat. Crap, I'm gonna be late for music theory. This is not good. The professor is a total hard-ass. I'm sure they'll let you off with a warning. Didn't you hear? You're beloved by students and professors alike. Well, let's just hope the entire faculty reads the tea. I'll catch up with you tonight, yeah? It's a date. Later that afternoon, you finally get a GPS pin from Poppy and follow it to the middle of a forest where she's gonna kill you. You're still on campus, but somewhere way off the beaten track. Oh god, this is it. We've escalated to murder. You push forward a little further and eventually break through the trees to see... Does the school know about this here? You're still a little worried that this is a trap, but let's be real, it's highly likely. You approach the front door and slip inside. Yep, you just slip right inside. No knocking. Yo, Farmsville in the house! He doesn't have his little rating signal. I was wondering when you'd finally be welcomed into the fold. I don't know if welcomed is the right word. I'm only here because I'm being forced to do my midterm project with Poppy. I'm not sure I'm really belong in a place like this. Where exactly are we? Oh, home away from home. It was built by the Alphas and Zetas as a place to study, party, hook up. Now the only people who come here are the people I decide should be here. But that's literally not the purpose of this place. This is my new boyfriend, by the way. Isn't he gorgeous, Blair? Meet Bradley Denborough from the show Young Wolf. I had all your posters in high school. My sister did. My younger sister, who totally exists, she was a big fan. Nice to meet you. Yes, Bradley's TV heartthrob days are almost over. He has some very exciting film prospects in the works, don't you, honey? Yeah, actually, I'm really stoked to prove myself as a serious act. Oh, hold on. What is she doing here? Chloe has just edged through the front door and seems to be frozen to the spot under Poppy's furious glare. Uh-oh, trouble in paradise. Oh, boys, if you would please. Two of the Alphas rushes that were working the bar head to the front to block Chloe's entry. Hey, you can't just... I have a right to be here. Chloe sees and flails, but when she can't get past the two Alphas, she turns and leaves with a frustrated shriek, while the A-listers in the room laugh around you. That was pretty rough. Yeah, it was kind of harsh, Pop. Like only 55% funny. I get it if you all are in a fight, but isn't she supposed to be like your best friend? Clearly, and surprisingly to no one, you're behind. Walk with me. Poppy shoos the boys away, and the two of you walk slowly around the perimeter of the pool, her heels echoing across the tile. Maybe she's planning on drowning you? No, she's planning on boring us with a monologue, like all super villains do. Have you checked the student ranking today? You frown and pull out your phone, opening up the ranking list. Oh my god, Chloe's ahead of Poppy. How? Why? Oh my god, Chloe is... Don't say it. Poppy practically shudders with rage. She slips off her heels and goes to sit at the edge of the pool, and you copy her. I don't know who she thinks she is, or who she had to sleep with to knock me out of my spot, but if she thinks this is over, she is wrong. It's utter betrayal is what it is. The girl is dead to me. Poppy, you're too hot. I am not flirting with Poppy. I'm being dramatic. Did you ever think that Chloe beat you out of the top spot because you're a monster and she's kind of a less monster? Don't be cruel, Blair! I'm clearly the victim of Chloe's insane jealousy, or at the very least, some horrible prank. In any case, it doesn't matter. This little blip won't last long. I'm already working on something that will wreck her reputation for good. Considering the Chloe drama and my recent status issues, I need to impress Professor Roberta as much as you do. So what exactly are you saying? I'm offering you a truce, dumbass. Just until we finish this project and I can come up with a solution to my Chloe problem. There's not enough Adderall in the world to help me deal with both of you at once. You wait for some sign of an ulterior motive or a trap she's laying, but she doesn't give anything away. She's kind of like Ultron, one-track mind. Fine, a truce then. So this commercial thing. Right, we're all set for Saturday. We can meet at noon in front of the downtown animal rescue at East 45th. While you're trying to figure out if you're free that day, Poppy has already gotten up and is slipping her shoes back on. Wait, where are you going? Shouldn't we talk about this some more? Come up with an actual plan? Already know what exactly I'm doing, and I have a hair appointment, so toodles! You watch her walk away, hips sashaying in time to the click of her heels, and internally groan at the thought of spending a whole day with her. The following Saturday at noon, you walk the aisles of downtown animal rescue, stopping at each enclosure to coo over the animals. I mean, seriously, how could you not? Oh, it's Chubster. We're gonna call him Chubster. Oh my god, look at that little face. Nice to see so many additions. I guess that means a lot of these guys are being adopted? Yes, Miss Sinclair. We have a 10% higher adoption rate than last year. Poppy laughs, like really laughs, in a totally nice, non-threatening, actually kind of pleasant way. You round the corner and see her talking to one of the shelter employees. She's got a bison-frisked puppy in her arms and is stroking its tummy softly. Seriously, what is happening? It's called a facade. I'm glad to hear it, Julian. Hopefully this project we're doing will get some good press for you, and we'll get that rate up to 20% this year. Gilligan spots you over Poppy's shoulder, drawing her attention to you. When she sees you, her expression immediately sours, and she marches towards you. You're late. You're still a bitch. And you're planning on turning that dog into a coat? It really is the only explanation I can think of to justify what I'm seeing right now. Ha, ha, ha. Everyone likes puppies, Blair. It's simple biology. I like cats more than puppies, I'm just saying. She starts walking towards the back of the kennels, and you try to match her pace, but her strides are crazy long for someone her height. Some puppies are all that's pure and good in the world. Still doesn't add up, you being all buddy-buddy with the staff and everything. If you must know, my parents bought me the shelter when I was 8. Wait, seriously? Did I stutter? I wanted a dog. Mommy and Daddy didn't want pets in the house. Et viola. So they bought you a shelter. Seems pretty extreme. I think they thought this was better, somehow. Like, why have one pet when you can have as many as you want? They didn't take the fact that the whole point of a place like this isn't for animals to stay forever. She seems so vulnerable, so unlike herself. Don't fall for it! But whatever. I get the humanitarians off my back. I can rev the engine on my Range Rover as much as I want to with zero guilt. And she's back, told you. Enough chit-chat, let's get this over with, shall we? Follow Bobby into the back room where a crew has already set up. A handful of freaking adorable dogs and cats of all ages scamper around in a pen in the far corner. Like you asked, Miss Sinclair. We brought out some of the animals we've been having a harder time getting adopted. I see Champ is still here. What's it been, 3 years now? Let's see if we can change that, He opens a kennel and calls out an old Rottweiler with gray streaks through his muzzle. He trots up to her, excited, slowly. You notice the puppy you saw earlier. What's the little guy's story? I can't imagine anyone not wanting to take him home. He was the run of his litter. By the time we were able to get him up to weight, all of his brothers and sisters had already been adopted. I love the runts, because they're like me. That's so sad. Does he have a name? We've been calling him Francis, but honestly, he's so eager for love. He'll answer to just about anything. Go ahead, try it. We'll go with... I'm gonna need to think about this one. Hold on. Listen, I thought of it and we went with Pugsley, okay? I told you I was gonna go with Pugsley if this became a thing. At the sound of your voice, Pugsley yips and starts to waddle over to you on an unsteady, tiny little baby dog leg. Okay, Pugsley. Looks like you're my guy. If you two are set, we'll start with Poppy's lines. Hey, whatever happened to your TV series? Fantastic. Oh, before I forget, Blair, here's your script. I'll only give you one line, so even you should be able to handle it. You flip through the pages of the script she tosses until you find your line. It takes an extra second because Poppy very helpfully named your character Farmsville Coin Husker. I love Downtown Animal Rescue because I feel right at home in an animal shelter. I can't stand this girl. Pugsley grabs the paper between his teeth and tries to tug it away. You laugh a little and hold it out of reach, patting his head softly. Yeah, I'd love to shred this up too. Ready, Blair? What? But already? All I need is one take. It's not like this is the first time in front of a camera. If you need more time... No, we're totally ready. Pugsley and I are gonna show Poppy how it's done. Right, buddy? Right as the producer calls action, Pugsley starts wriggling with excitement, scurrying up the front to lick up your face. It's adorable, but totally off script. Sorry, I'll try to get him to stop. No, don't. It's perfect B-roll. Just work with him. Keep it fun, carefree. Laugh. Stop him. Gasp. Frown. Laugh. Pugsley, you silly little guy. Ow, ow, ow. Cut! Great shot. We can intro with that. You set Pugsley down in your arms and turn towards the camera to perform your lines. Sorry, line. Remember to have fun with it. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with my foot up your ass later. You bare your teeth before regaining your composure. Take a deep breath, Blair. Pet Pugsley's fuzzy little head. Okay, Blair. Looking good. Step a little to the left, eyes to the camera. Can we get the puppy a little higher in your arms? Ready? Action! I love Downtown Rescue. Because I feel right at home here. Cut! That was great, Blair. Except that wasn't the line. But it's working, let's roll with it. Ha! You do a few more takes of your ad-lib line, putting on your best and brightest smile while Poppy fumes. Good! Suck it, Poppy! This time, Blair, try making something up, a soundbite, like children can use, like a kind of slogan or something. That sounds important. Maybe I should do it. Don't worry about it, Poppy. I already know what I'm going to say. Excellent, ready, okay, action. So, when you're ready to bring home your new family member, come on down. Downtown Animal Rescue, we are the best. I wish I could type more, but we'll just go with it. And that's a wrap. Great job, hon. Wow, Downtown Animal Rescue, we are the best? It's really catchy. No, it's not. Alright, home stretch, everyone. Poppy, let's get you and Champ back out here. Mark 2, please. Poppy joins you on set. She sees the mark that she's been given. Hey. My set, my rules. Get on Mark 2, B-lister. Everyone ready? Settle. Poppy rests her hand on Champ's head, giving it a little rub. You tickle Pugsley's stomach until he gets excited and perks up for the camera. Action! My name is Poppy Sinclair. My family has been supporting Downtown Animal Rescue for years. And why is that? She steps off her mark and slides in front of you. This bee is trying to edge you out of your frame. She's totally trying to steal your thunder. Simple. We love pets, and we want to make sure that all of our furry little buddies have a safe stopover to their forever homes. Quick, think! You've got to make some kind of move fast before she overshadows you completely. You look down at Pugsley in your arms. Sweet, cute, cuddly little Pugsley. So come down to Animal Rescue and meet your new best friend. I already have. You slide out from behind Poppy to closer to the camera. Hot tip, this is your chance to upstage Poppy. Get the last word in on the commercial, earn a huge reputation boost, and adopt Pugsley. I'm living proof that you can and will find your perfect match here at Downtown Animal Rescue. Oh? Just ask Pugsley. You hold Pugsley a little higher and he wriggles and yips happily, perfectly on cue. He licks the side of your face and you grin wide. The pup's got some acting chops. The puppy's frozen and fuming. Or Poppy is frozen and fuming. Her chest is flushing red with her rage. And so come on down to Animal Rescue where you can choose your family. And cut, Blair, that was incredible. A perfect shot. But... And that last line, wow. Can we quote you for the website? Absolutely. Bzzzt, the T has an update. Let me guess, we're ranked 10 now. Oh, look at that. So for every level is an additional spot. You look over at Poppy with a smirk. Anything to help. I'll have the adoption papers ready for you at the front desk whenever you're ready. It's so nice to see someone so devoted to making a difference and willing to adopt. It's really nothing. I can't pass up an opportunity to take this little guy home. Just look at his little face. Who could resist? As if he knows you're talking about him, Pugsley looks up at you and yawns adorably. Aww. As Julian walks off, Poppy steps in front of you, arms folded. So you've completely ruined this project. No, I made this project better. It's less of you. Oh, please, I saved this project. Professor Roberta is gonna love it. Especially since she's already my biggest fan. You're just mad because Pugsley was a total show stealer, and I picked him out. This is an A+ project, Poppy. Don't be salty. Poppy appraises you for a minute. Some mischievous sparkle in her eye that you can't quite place. I guess that's true. I can give you credit for that, I suppose. Congratulations on not being completely useless today. Hey, I don't think you can... Wait, was that even an insult? Was it almost a compliment? I'll see you in class, Blair. Champ, come. She turns and walks away, Champ following at her heels. If only we could see what Champ looks like. Pixelberry, giving half-assed attention to detail. What the hell was that about? Yeah, buddy, I'm confused too. Later that night, you sit across from Ian in his office, staring blankly at the ungraded papers in front of you. You keep thinking of Poppy's behavior today, the way she treated Chloe, how nice she was to the animal shelter staff, her vulnerability at the clubhouse. It's enough to give anyone whiplash! Focus, player. We've got 3 classes worth of papers to grade, and my publisher's on my ass about deadlines. Glance up at him, noting his furrowed brow. He's clearly stressed beyond belief, and you try to focus up. It's your job, after all. Right, sorry, Professor, I'm on it. You turn back to the papers, pen poised over the page, your eyes narrowed in tint. And then they slowly start to glaze over as your mind wanders again. Is it possible that there's actually depth to Poppy beyond all of her surface bitchiness? Okay, what is it? No, nothing. I'm almost done with this paper. He sighs heavily and lays his pen down across his notebook, folding his hands on the table as he peers across at you. Come on, clearly, we're not going anywhere until we get hash this out. What's on your mind? Maybe you're what's just so distracting. Ever think I can't get anything done because I have to do it sitting here across from... You flourish your hands dramatically. It is everything. All of this. A flattering thought to be sure, but I'm willing to bet I'm not all the source of your current distraction. Ian watches you intently, your small smoldery. Is that even a word? As you mull over your next words carefully, trying not to make it sound too juvenile. Have you ever been certain someone is a snake, and then learned something about them that makes you question it? He wraps his knuckles on the table before crossing the room. He opens the globe in the corner to reveal a miniature bar like you're in a damned Humphrey Bogart movie. Drinking on a school night? Well, the situation seems to call for it. Pours out 2 small fingers of some amber liquid in a couple of glasses and hands one to you. Your fingers briefly brush before he retakes a seat. You know, it's important to consider the disparity between societies before we make generalizations about human nature as a whole. Can I get the Anthropology for Dummies version? What I mean is, have you ever considered that the difference is your upbringing may be why you judge this person so harshly to begin with? I wouldn't say it was harsh judgment, it was pretty well deserved. Still, the people in this world of inherent wealth learn to be cutthroat to get ahead. It doesn't mean that they're always that way. I guess? Still, it makes it kind of difficult to see who your enemies are. Maybe that's kind of the thinking that's causing your turmoil. You don't seem like a woman who has much experience making enemies. Yeah, well... I've got a bad girl side. I'm perfectly capable of getting myself into trouble, thank you very much. He swirls a drink in his glass, eyeing you over the rim of it. That very much I very much believe. Mischief might as well be my middle name. He laughs, pressing a hand to his sternum. You can't help it, the sound of his full laughter makes you laugh too. Hey, come on, take me seriously. I apologize, it's just you're too adorable. I mean, you're really something else. Yep, something like adorable. No takebacks now! Well, thank you very much for advice, Professor. I think I may understand this person a little bit better now, and I'm ready to get to work. I'm sorry, I don't believe in redemption arcs anymore for enemies. He shakes his head, draining what's left in his glass. You realize you've been so wrapped up in talking to him that you haven't even touched yours. That won't be necessary. I'll finish up from here. You're free to head out. The papers. And what about your publisher? He gazes at the papers around him and the laptop sitting open on his desk, and glances at the watch on his wrist. Oh, late nights are just one of the hallmarks of being a professor, I suppose. He gets up and refills his glass with a little more than 2 fingers this time. Grading and drinking alone. There's gotta be some sort of law about that. There's not. Seeing like to help Ian and prove your dedication to the job, this will increase your reputation among other teachers and give you a chance to get closer to Ian. It's interesting how many people have told me they're just not into the professor. It's okay though. I'll stay all night if I have to. Really? Well, I appreciate your work ethic, Blair. I'm sorry to have doubted that before. At least now you know not to underestimate me. I never underestimated you, Blair. I knew from the moment we met that you're a force to be reckoned with. This may be the booze talking, but is it getting hot in here? You take a sip of your drink. Turns out it's a very strong brandy. I start on the paper in front of you. So far, so good. You actually manage to get the paper graded, move on to the second before an annoying tapping sound takes you out of your zone. Professor? He taps his pen absentmindedly on his stack of papers, staring past you like he's not even seeing you. Ian. Your eyes meet, and he just looks at you for a moment, lips slightly parted, eyes softening, until he comes back to himself. My apologies, I was lost in thought. Clearly. You notice again the furrow on his brow and the set line of his lips. You put your pen down and lean back in your seat, eyeing him curiously. You know, we've done a lot of talking about my problems tonight, and not enough about you. Come on, Ian, what's on your mind? Does it have anything to do with how crazy attracted you are to me? The feelings between us? There is no us. Right, no, I know. Ouch! Maybe signing on to stay for an all-nighter was a bad idea. A time to nurse your wounded pride. And as far as feelings go, is there a bomb shelter somewhere you can hide in? Well, I'll just say that they're not currently the source of my angst, not entirely. But you have them, feelings, about not us. You meet your eyes, gaze steady, and somehow unsure as he just tries to decide how much to give away. I would have thought that might be clear at this point. Then his computer chimes, breaks the spell, he tears his eyes away from you and takes a sip from his glass, leaning back at his chair with a sigh. So, being cute didn't get the answer out of him. Maybe try the straightforward route. If it's really the workload, we can focus up and get this done, I promise. But if it's something else, I'm a pretty good listener. Try me. He regards you carefully, tapping a finger against the side of his glass before he puts it down on the table. Now, this might seem a tad bit silly, but I recently was nominated for an award for my published dissertation. And while I'm not a man of hubris, waiting for the results has me feeling a bit restless. Wow, Ian, that's incredible. So, what exactly are you nervous about? I never said I was nervous. You arch an eyebrow, and after a moment he finally cracks and breaks into a shy smile. Fine, I suppose I am a little bit. And what has you worried is the possibility you won't win? Is it completely cliche if I say it's an honor just to have been nominated? I couldn't care less about the fame or the glory. Pretty sure you could count the number of famous anthropologists on one hand, though he is pretty adorable when he gets excited. But winning this award would be a huge step for me in my career outside Belvoire. Exactly, and people don't get that, for the love of Christ. So when Locum says please grow the channel, it's for more than just himself and this community. It means a wider audience for my follow-up, more recognition for my work, my colleagues, and I do worldwide. Not to mention I'd be one step closer to being able to leave my position here. You're not sure why, but your stomach clenches at his words. And that's something you want? He spins his glass slowly on the hard surface of the coffee table, mulling over his reply. I'm not sure anymore. Gaze flickers towards you, and your stomach unclenches, only to flap wildly. Keep your cool, Blair. It's a good job, but it's not my passion, and since I'm not yet tenured, it feels like my window of opportunity is shrinking with every year. Belvoire pays well. I'd like to be able to do more to help my sister start a college fund for my niece, Charlotte. This man is literally a saint? How did someone like this end up in the den of vipers? And this is why I like him, because I just knew. You reach over and cover Ian's hand with your own, your fingertips buzzing just slightly at the contact. You are kind of amazing. You know that? Thank you, Blair. Can we, for the love of God, change your outfit? Hold on. Thank you for listening. You didn't oversell your skills before. The two of you smile at each other. After a long moment, you realize you're not even smiling anymore, just staring at each other intensely. What is he thinking right now? At some point, Ian has taken your hand in his. He starts rubbing small circles on the back of your hands, settling all the hairs in your arm on end. Far off in the distance, the bell tower chimes, and you glance up and see it's already 10 o'clock. He starts and pulls his hand out of your grasp, reaching for his glass. Somehow it seems like we're even further behind than when we started. I had to get rid of the pink. I couldn't stand it anymore. It would seem so. How about this? We'll turn this into an assembly line, I'll grade, and you just input them into the grading software. How very smart of you. You settle in Kingsley's cushy office chair in front of his computer. His desktop is a photo of him, a tall, beautiful woman, and an adorable young girl at an amusement park. Is that your sister and niece that you mentioned? Where was this taken? Ah, yes, my sister Lillian. And I took Charlotte to Coney Island for her 4th birthday a few years back. Lillian was a little apprehensive about it, but it turns out Charlotte loves roller coasters as much as I do. Aww, I guess that means she gets the thrill-seeker gene from you. Does that make your sister the buzzkill of the family? She's a single mom, so I guess that makes her a bit overprotective. She was definitely the wild child before she became a mother. For what it's worth, I think she'd really like you. Does that mean it's time to meet the family? To your surprise, Ian actually snorts. I think it's a bit too soon for that. Too soon, but not too inappropriate. Ooh, he catches himself, clearing his throat. No, of course, that's what I meant. I mean, when I imagine introducing you to my family, it's not as my TA. But you do imagine introducing me to them. I'm digging myself a deeper and deeper hole, aren't I? You said it, not me. He shakes his head in an attempt to hide the smile playing on his lips. Let's just get back to grading, shall we? The grading program is that textbook icon there on the desktop. It should be pretty simple, but let me know if you run into any trouble. It's not long before you run into trouble. Being a millennial is all fine and good until you run into software made sometime in the early 90s. Yeah, so I could use a little help over here. I've opened the software, but it won't let me type in the grades. Oh, right, it's a bit of a pain. You have to click this little icon. It looks like... it's easier if I just show you. It comes around the desk behind you, leans in and scrutinizes the screen over your shoulder. Your senses are momentarily overwhelmed with how good he smells. There it is. That one right there. He's so close that you can feel the deep baritone of his voice reverberating against your back. Pretend I can't follow. Sorry, where was that again? You move the mouse around the screen wildly until Ian finally covers your hand with his. His other hand moves from the back of the chair to your shoulder. This one you're looking at, right? For it here. He moves the mouse over the icon, applying pressure on your finger to select it. You turn your face so close that your nose brushes the stubble of his jaw. What if that's not what I'm looking for? The words come out in a low, breathy whisper. His grip on your shoulder tightens as he stiffens. All he has to do is turn his head just a little to the right. Come on, Ian, just turn your head. Blair, you know that we shouldn't. His face looks so torn, but even as he says it, he laces his fingers through yours. Even that small move, the way his fingers weave through yours, feels somehow erotic. Then you know that I don't care. He finally turns, his eyes searching. Just the tips of his nose brushing and filling you with all the promise of what's about to happen. Every nerve of your body burns so deeply with yearning, you think you might explode if you don't have him. And then he pulls away. God damn it! You should be able to input them now. Let's try to hurry through the rest of them so we can get home, shall we? You worry for just a moment that the brief moment of contact made him regret taking you on as his TA, but then he glances up at you and smiles. Yes, sir. He's a man after my own heart. A couple hours later, and without further distraction, you and Ian managed to get all the papers graded and inputted in the system. I can't believe we actually got all done. I can. What did I tell you? TA of the year right here. He laughs and takes his glasses off to rub a hand over his face before stretching. You get up to stretch your legs and start to gather your things. Yes, well, I'll be sure to get you a trophy or a plaque or something. But seriously, Blair, you've really helped me out tonight. Without your help, this would have taken me days. My pleasure. Just doing my job. You head for the door, but as you're about to leave, he calls out to you. Blair, Yes, Professor? I just wanted to say thank you again, and say goodnight. Good night, Ian.
Good night, Professor Kingsley.
It's about 2 a.m., but you're still working on your essay for anthropology. Your mind refreshingly focused after your evening with Professor Kingsley. Well, not entirely focused. Pugsley keeps finding new and interesting things to chew on in your room. Pugsley, what did we say about the Molonos? God, it's impossible to stay mad at you. Come here, you little rascal. You scoop him up into your arms, scratching his belly as he wriggles happily. You pick up your phone and see a new text message notification lighting up your screen. Poppy's texting me. What the hell? Okay, 1:48 a.m. Satan. Please, she isn't Satan. She's a mutt. How about we extend that truce a little longer? I've got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you. What's the catch? Pass the test, you'll be welcomed into my inner circle with open arms. And the test is, I have a plan to get revenge on Chloe for her insubordination. Help me bring that bee down to earth where she belongs, and I'll give you a taste of what it's like to be me. No thank you. I will gladly pass. So, once again, thank you all for tuning in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down, description below, links to social media, Discord, and if you'd like to support me and my content, it'd be appreciated if you did so. Why? Because I'm trying to grow the channel for the love of all that is holy. If you care at all about this channel, you will do it. You will do it. Be appreciated. Please do it. Anyway, without further ado, once again, thank you all for tuning in. Catch you all later. Peace.